it downfield. It is. Oh, it's caught. John Moran in the clutch. Oh, my word. Oh, my God. Deep to right field. Way up there. And way down the sideline. Jefferson. Another huge run. Jalen Red broke tackle. Stayed on his feet.
Welcome to a championship edition of Blake's Take, as it has all come down to this. From the 64 bracket pool has now just been narrowed down to the last two standing. As anticipated, we had the two regular season favorites in Gonzaga and Baylor facing off in the national championship, 1 seed versus 1 seed. It was going to be a great, close, hard-fought, incredible game, right? Wrong, as the Baylor Bears started the game on an 11-1 run, putting the Zags down 10 right off the bat, which is their largest deficit of the tournament, just 4 minutes into the game. But the Bears didn't stop there, as their physicality on defense held their high-powered offensive Zags down, which just allowed the electric offense of the Baylor Bears to shine through and through, making 21 threes in the first half compared to the Zags, three from the on the arc, just a single digits, while the Bears scored over 20 from the 23 pointers as they hit. And they pushed towards a 19-point lead, which is the largest Zags deficit all season. The Zags were not expecting and were underestimating. I mean, you never know what you're coming into a game like this, especially when you haven't played a big conference team like the Baylor Bears, but they were truly ready. Although it was an awful start for the Zags, you couldn't count them out as they pushed forth on a 9-2 run to end the half, cutting the deficit to a manageable 10 points going into halftime. Big run by the Zags, trying to get some hope. And then Jalen Suggs kept that hope going for the Zags into the second half as they cut the deficit to single digits, but that was the closest they would come, as the rest of the second half was all Baylor, pushing through, dominant defense, electrifying offense, and they showed that they were the more dominant and overall more polished team in this one. There were no excuses. Baylor was straight up the best team in the tournament, as they proved that with their beatdown on the undefeated Zags, who were looking to cap off their season, but they suffer one loss after an 86-70 loss. And the Baylor Bears claim their victory and their first national championship in program history. Despite Baylor's COVID setbacks and devastating losses, they bounced back. They claimed the crown, writing a true story of redemption and an all-time astonishing season. Just a great win for the Baylor Bears, the most outstanding team in the tournament, as they come out on top of Mount Madness. On to the women's game, which was much more competitive, as we had an all Pac-12 national championship and the underdog 3-seed Arizona Wildcats taking on the Stanford Cardinals and an all-time winningest coach, Tara Van Derveer. The Cardinals had a 5-7 point lead throughout the majority of this game, up until the fourth quarter, where Aari McDonald and the Wildcats started to battle back hot, as Shane Pellington got an and one layup, and McDonald hit a huge momentum three to cut the deficit to just one. Haley Jones then responded with a spinning and one of her own to keep the Cardinals up 4 once again. However, McDonald would force some key fouls as she got physical down low, and to get to the line and knock down some free throws to keep it within one for the Wildcats, looking to try and come back. Then, with just 10 seconds remaining, senior Kiana Williams dished it to Cameron Brink, forcing a shot clock violation after the turnover, giving the Wildcats a chance to win with 8.1 seconds left. Lots of time to get a good look. But the Wildcats got anything but a good look, as McDonald dribbled into 3 defenders and then heaved a fadeaway shot with a prayer, but it was not answered, as the shot would not fall, and the Cardinals go on to get their first title in nearly 30 years. Stanford wins 54-53. Despite incredible game from the underdog Wildcats, they will be a scary team come next year. But as far as this season, the Cardinals come out on top, tight, nail-biting, and in typical Cardinal fashion, as they have won by 1 point, and the game has been decided by the buzzer in their Final Four and national championship game. Very exciting end to the women's season. Congratulations to the Stanford Cardinals. And once again, congratulations in the men's to the Baylor Bears. They are such a dominant team. I mean, they got coverage in March Madness, but they didn't get all the hype of these underdog teams coming in. And Gonzaga, the huge favorite with their undefeated record. But the Baylor Bears, oh man, they got bounced back, regrouped in the regular season after their couple of losses there. They regrouped, they rebuilt up, and they knew what they were capable of, and the Baylor head coach knew that this team was ready for what it came, and he came to Baylor to get the win and get a national championship, and he brought it home for the first one in program history. But as good as Baylor is, there's a team that's better than them right here on my chest. Oregon State coming after you. Part 2 next year, 2022 national champs. Look out, everyone. They're coming. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of Blake's Take. Hope you all enjoyed all of that and all the national championship news. The 2022 favorite in the Oregon State Beavers, of course. And I will catch you all again in the next one.